broski akifancy some shorty from the same village, you know, anakuja hapo kwa fence ako zile za inside, and then like the shorty comes, it's like babako wako wapi, yuko hayuko, sawa. And then people nowadays aren't looking for love in relationships, but excitement. See, when I was growing up, the emulation of love that I saw around me was this unconditional thing, like, you know, just one person giving their all and the other person is just reciprocating back the same energy, the same level of submission. Even at church, the way you'd see, I mean, if you're a church goer, you get me when I say there was that one youth over there, you know, that other youth over there. All of a sudden they are walking closely pamoja pale, kidogo Bible study, they are there together, and it's fine. Kidogo, I mean, time moves on, things, you know, it reaches a point that they get wedded in church, and you see them walk down the aisle. You witness all of this. They take on the same values that they got from church, and then they apply it in their marriage. And not only does it end there, but they also go ahead and bear children. After bearing children, they take those same children, bring them back to church, you know, so that they can be taught in the same faith and the same values and principles they themselves grew up on. So you can imagine me, innocent me, just walking out into my own generation. Honestly, I'm lost for words. Sina cha kusema, because I don't know if you can tell, but the relationships that I've described before us getting to where we are right now, they are very traditional in a sense. Ukiangalia, like, they have those principles and values that older generations had in the way that they used to partake when it came to, like, you know, love in general. But then tuko na sisi sasa, like, ukiangalia enyewe siko ubaya, ushaingia soko ukajiuliza enyewe what is there for me, siko mbaya. Because back in the days, like, people searched for the internal aspects of their partner. Because, I mean, people genuinely cared about, are they empathetic? Are they trustworthy? What is their character look like? Are they God-fearing? Are they truly who they say they are? I mean, you know, how do they compare when situations get tough? You understand? Like, easy internal values zenye huwezi pata tu kila mahali. You understand? You really had to search for it. You had to dig deep in order to find out what their character is and who they really are. Like, those are the things that people took into account before they even call you their partner. But then ukiangalia kwenye tuko sahihi as a generation, because now to be honest, we care about, like, what is your style, you understand, like, how do they dress, I mean, like, you know, fuko ikoje, you know, like, how is their wallet matching up when it comes to certain situations, ama ni aje, you know, what is their body build, are they skinny, are they big, are they built, are they scrawny, are they, you know, tall, are they short? It's all about these external aspects that they don't mean as much, but it is just sad how I see most of us, like, we really search for that. We really have a requisite of, like, mi mtu wangu kama hakai hivi, hakuna venye tunabonga. Kiangalia such, the appeal that you look for in that partner, and, you know, the way you view it in that lens, mi siko baya, I'm sorry for being blunt, but are you looking for a toy? Or are you looking for an actual human being that you can spend the rest of your life with? Rather than. But anyway, let me digress. Kwa sababu, I even understand, like, I understand situation yetu. Ukiangalia how technology has become like this. What was a huge thing for us? We had the surgence of, like, technology, you know, and ilitusaidia in so many ways. But I just want you to look at the parallel of, like, back when necessarily we didn't have all of this. Back in the day, like, broski akifancy some shorty from the same village, you know, anakuja hapo kwa fence ako zile za inside, and then, like, the shorty comes, it's like, babako wako wapi, yuko hayuko, sawa. And then it's like, it was this, you know, it was the whole idea of, it was a whole investment. Like, you really had to, like, wake up and get to it. Kwa sababu kulikuwa na competition in those times, like generally speaking, you're not the only person who's like at that fence mnajaribu ku, you know, chat up the shori. Hauko the only person mwenye anaweza msaidia kuchota maji kutoka kwa mtu apeleke home. You're not the only guy, understand? But then it took investment. It took like consistent and very persistent effort to necessarily swoo the lady, you understand? Kiangalia sisi, we are on that other side of the spectrum where like, bro, as long as I come and chat you up and then like you fancy me, kiasi tu, bro, I get that number and I'm in. I don't even need your number, I get your IG and I'm in. I could even slide to your DMs. It's that easy, bro. I just slide, and if you fancy the pickup lines, you know, we get to it, we get to chopping it out. But like back in the day, it was the geographical factor in our minds like doesn't exist. Meaning I can chat up a shorty from SA. You understand? It's that easy now. So the whole idea of how I move when it comes to relationships is very different because I know I don't really gotta do that much. At the end of the day, it gets us to a place where things are very quick. Things are very, 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 very quick. There's that hook that you have towards short-term gratification because you really have a small window to get whoever it is you're pursuing, and so you gotta take that shot and maximize it, unanielewa? Other than somebody who's consistently showing up, ako hapo kwa hiyo fence, ako hapo anapeleka kwa mtu, ako hapo anamsaidia kuvuna nini. Parallels are very different, and people used to treasure such connection, the persistent effort to build a connection with the person that you are necessarily pursuing. That going out of your way so that you can be able to, you know, connect with this person in such a way and prove your worth. Not only that, building something consistently. Back in the day, it was something that was truly treasured. But as of now, when you look at situations in Yetugo, because it are like, come here in Bambi, bro, as a next. You understand? Like there are so many stories on that algorithm, you understand? So I could be fishing from here to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there, to there. The walls and the barriers are so low for us right now. And so I tend to think there's this kind of taking for granted all those nuances that come with building a relationship. We have been consistently pushing those nuances to the side. Those nuances that make people people. Those nuances that actually make relationships. To the point where tukoziles are like, we are so used to social media to the extent where we've built these lives for ourselves here, to be honest. Where, I mean, how many times do you actually post when necessarily like you're having a bad day or when you're actually going through something? Let's be honest, you don't, I don't. We are so used to the idea of showing the perks of our life, putting it out there and posing as if we are this. Because the culture around it, I'm not gonna blame each and every single individual here, because at the end of the day, the precedent was set way before, and whoever is joining at this point or at whichever point that you joined, you ndo kitu yenye ulipata hapo, so you just continue that attributing to the same culture. You fiend for those likes, you fiend for those views, you fiend for those shares and comments and all of that stuff. That kind of gives you the adrenaline kick, the adrenaline push that gets you on your day or something. You understand? We feed on such feeds. I'm taking it has become such a norm for us, painting these pictures of ourselves kila siku hapa hivi, so much so that it's very normal for us to search for the high in our life. But who could blame you? I mean, honestly speaking, we all eat from the same table, you and me. Sisi wote tu tuko hapo tu tuna add na tuna subtract from the same, you know, table. Tuko hapo hivyo, we are adding on to the same culture and we are feeding off of it. We are feeding off that excitement, that zeal, that adrenaline rush that we get whenever we partake of such platforms. And so much so, it has affected us to the point where we now start searching for the same in our relationships, which is sad. You know, if only you and me could genuinely search for the things that would last the test of time, that would last for ages. Because wejiambie kusema tu kweli, see, there will always be tech that is faster than the last. I mean, misiko ubaya, but si iPhone utoka kila mwaka ama, na inakonga this the better option, just the better, na si kitu mbaya, but honestly inakanika like you're climbing this ladder farther and farther up, and the more higher you go searching for this thing, and more your soul is being pulled further and further away from you. Utasikia wase wakisema like, yo, the sky is the limit. But when it comes to technology, bro, the sky hasn't even been invented yet. Bado, bro. We are so deluded to the extent where we just search for that honeymoon part of relationships. Tukiwa hapo hivyo, time yenye vitu zinabamba, that is when we are like, this is love right here. Acheki, love is so much more. We shouldn't be out here searching for that kind of excitement that mambo kiacha kubamba uko zile za let me move on to the next. I need something that is new. I need something that is different. I need something that, it's exciting. Una reach a point where you never stick around to build something that could become one day, something that genuinely takes time. You're just hoping from soul to soul to soul, searching for that high until you can't feel anymore. It is disheartening, but I believe kuna hope. Remember to ponder on this. This is my own personal view on the matter that I've discussed, and no viewer should take it up as their standard, but it will be insightful as you navigate through life.